ballot for nursing strikes by the Royal College of Nursing has failed to reach the legal threshold that it needs to have in order for those strikes to go ahead. Let's cross live to Sky's Ashna Hurinag, who is in the newsroom for us. So, Ashna, does this mean that the nurses' strikes are now off?
It does bring them to an end, certainly when it comes to those Royal College of Nursing members who are from England, at least, and it would have affected those trusts in England, but also NHS employers too. It does bring that strike action to an end. They had started striking last December, the first time they decided to do so in their 106-year history. But we've just learned in the last few minutes that the union's ballot of its members has failed to reach its mandate. It does mean that that strike action has been called off. They had been balloting their members through the usual postal ballot system. Postal votes started landing on the doorsteps of its members throughout the past few weeks, and the deadline for it had been on Friday, and what they needed was to pass their 50% threshold. That would have meant 150,000 of its members having at least taken part in that vote, and then over 50% of them should have at least voted for it, or if they had had a majority from that, it would have meant strike action could continue, but they only had a 43% turnout. And it's worth saying the General Secretary of the Royal College of Nursing, the RCN, Pat Cullen, had said she was confident they would surpass that 50% voting threshold, but she did voice concerns over that possibility of perhaps voting papers not getting to its members soon enough. And she did raise those early concerns that perhaps the threshold maybe wouldn't be reached. She was voicing sort of the idea of perhaps introducing an online voting system. Her argument was, look, if Conservative Party members could vote for the next Prime Minister as they did last year using an online tool, why couldn't members within unions do the same? This, though, no strike action, certainly when it comes to nurses, as I say, in England, members of the Royal College of Nursing, is good news for the government. No strike is good news for them. It'll certainly be a win as far as Rishi Sunak is concerned. It's worth saying that there had been an acceptance of the pay deal that their latest pay deal brought to the table to certainly health unions. 14 health unions had voted for it. Unite, another union, and also the RCN had decided to reject that offer that had been put on the table that was sitting at about 5% plus a one-off payment. And because the government ultimately want to avoid spiralling wages and they want to keep inflation down, they will see this as good news, the fact that there certainly will be no strike action up to the end of the year. But it will, I suppose the question is, will this be the end to the campaign of industrial action when it comes to nurses in England? We'll have to wait and see.
We will. And Ashley, just as you're talking, a statement's come out from Pat Cullen. She says that she is disappointed, obviously, in this vote, but she says she's seeing the Prime Minister this afternoon to hear him out, to ask him the questions you wanted answering. I know staff morale is low and the staffing crisis is set to worsen. She says, we've started something special. The voice of nursing has never been stronger. We're going to keep using it. So that statement there from Pat Cullen from the Royal College of Nursing.